What is up, guys? But something here, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about why endgame sucks in my book, and what I believe we can do to kind of make it better. So to start off, I want to start with dynamic loot. Now, I believe we have some sort of dynamic loot system right now where it's not necessarily the item that's being changed categorically. So if you go to a tech spawn, it's always going to be a piece of tech equipment, but the item itself is not always going to spawn in that same location within that that tech area. Now, I think that it's a good start, but I don't think that it goes far enough. I think that we need to have fully randomized loot when it comes to high tier as well as mid tier items. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously if it's like a military power filter or a military cable or something like that, that should be in some sort of military area, like reserve or lighthouse next to the military equipment. For me personally, I think the biggest issue that I have is that all the loot is always in the same spots. And this brings me to my second issue, which is the lack of diversity within the PvP environment. So what I mean by this when I talk about the lack of diversity in the PvP environment is, if I know where the loot is, I know where people are going to be. And if I know where people are going to be, that means that I'm getting essentially the same engagement every single time. Because when I go to customs, there's only 20% of the map that really has loot, and that's being generous. So I know that if I go customs, I'm hitting dorms. If I go shoreline, I'm only really going to be getting into fights in the resort area. If I go to lighthouse, I'm only getting in fights in the villa, as well as the the rogues at the water treatment plant. So for me personally, I think if they just randomized loot across all maps, I think that would be the best thing that they could possibly do for PvP, because it would add variety of locations to where people need to check for good loot, rather than saying, oh yeah, all the good tech loot spawns here, all of this spawns here, and so on. And yes, oh no, God forbid my YouTube video that I made for my reserve run does bad because it doesn't work like that anymore. That's okay. I want people to be able to have an enjoyable PvP experience, especially since that's what I look for late game. Now, another issue with late game is just the sheer amount of access that people have at such a low level to such high tier gear. Now, I know that Battlestate Games is making it so that there are specific things that you cannot list on the flea market, and that's great. Tier 5, tier 6 I love it. Mwah. Chef's kiss for BSG and Nikita and the whole team. Love that for this. However, I think level 15 is way too low to be unlocking the flea market. Essentially, you are a baby in Tarkov at level 15 in my eyes. Granted, I have played 7 or 8 wipes, so do keep that in mind. If you're new, welcome to the game. I appreciate you being here. But after about 5 wipes, you're going to be looking at me with the eyes of, yep, never mind, I totally agree with this guy. He sounded crazy when I was just starting out, but I totally agree with this guy. Now, what they should do, and they tried it last wipe, they tried to go and start it off at level 20. People complained, they brought it back down to 15. Now, I think this wipe, they just need to say screw everybody and do level 25. Now, yes, is it going to take me, who only gets to play on the weekends, maybe an additional week? 110%. But is it going to take the majority of people that are not playing 12 hours a day a few additional weeks? Yes. Yes, it is. And that mid-wipe is when stuff gets spicy. That is when you're getting engagements that are back and forth, that are not just, oh, he tapped me in the head, I'm done. Or, oh, he shot me from 1.5 miles away, I don't even know where he is. Good luck, guys, when you're with a squad. So, for me personally, I think those 2 changes would make a massive difference on the community as a whole for the end game. But I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me, and if you're new, definitely leave your comments below. I would love to read those. I enjoy reading them, and usually I try and, comment back, give some feedback, as well as if it's a good suggestion or you have a, better idea, I'm definitely going to cover that in another video. That being said, if you enjoyed the video, definitely make sure to leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike on the video, but please tell me why in the comments below. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.